I just watched a video of a child support hearing, and it was one of those moments where you're sitting there like, this doesn't make sense. You've got a guy making less than $840 a week, and they're talking about him paying over $1,000 a month in child support. Cool. Then the lawyer jumps in and casually says, well, based on other factors, it could actually be closer to $1,300 a month. And you can see it hit him because at that point, he basically says, this is why people quit their jobs and look for work under the table. And that right there is a big part of the conversation because child support is one of those things where, depending on who you are, the system either makes perfect sense or it sounds completely insane. And I've seen it from almost every angle. I've received child support. I've watched people I know get absolutely buried by it. I've had money taken from me personally because of somebody else's child support situation. And I grew up in it. My dad paid child support. I remember him complaining about how much they were taking out of his checks, telling me, if you want something, go ask your mom. That's what the support is for. So I go to my mom and she'd look at me like, I would love to, but we're barely getting by as it is. So now I'm sitting there as a kid like, how is money being taken, but we're still living like this? And then there's the part nobody really explains. Because on paper, child support makes sense. It exists so kids aren't financially abandoned, so both parents contribute. So one household isn't carrying everything alone. That part, nobody argues with. But what people don't realize is the system wasn't just built to help kids. It was also built to recover money, to offset government assistance, to turn responsibility into something enforceable. So now you've got a system that isn't just about support, it's about collection. And the way they calculate it, it's formula-based. Income, time spent with the child. Add-ons like childcare, medical, things like that. On paper, it looks structured. It looks fair. But real life doesn't move like a formula. And when that number gets too high, it turns into something else. Now you're not just supporting your child, you're trying to survive. You fall behind. Now you've got arrears, now there are penalties, now your license gets suspended, now you can't even get to work. And the whole time the system is saying, pay. And that's how people end up in the mindset of, why should I even try? Now flip it, because this isn't one-sided. There are absolutely parents out there who avoid responsibility, who don't pay, who disappear, who make the system necessary in the first place.